Welcome back to Data Shark Academy. So in previous lessons, we learned how to create a Kafka topic, how to list all the topics available in the cluster, how to look up some information about a topic, and finally how to remove a topic if you don't need it, right? Now, so far our topic was blank. We were not publishing any data to it. And that's what we are going to do in this lecture. We are going to use a console producer that will take the input from us on the prompt. We can type any random message and that will be sent over to the Kafka topic. All right. So the one thing that you need to keep in mind here is that instead of Kafka-topics.sh, we are using a different utility here. It's called Kafka console producer.sh. Okay, this is a console producer, which means that you will be typing the message or the data on the prompt, right? And also keep a note of that we are not using zookeeper parameter here. Instead, we will be giving the list of brokers on our cluster. As of now, we only have one broker that is running on this port 9092. Okay, if you have more servers, you can give the list of the servers separated by comma, and then finally we'll give the topic name where we want to publish the data. Okay, so let's try this out in the terminal. All right, so let's go to the location where Kafka is installed. All right, now to start the producer, we'll use the utility called Kafka console producer. Okay, and our broker list will be sandbox http.hotworks.com, and it's running on port 9092. Okay, and now I also need to provide the topic name. These are the minimal parameters that you need to provide while starting the console producer. There are many other configurations that you can do, and in order to check what are the options, what you need to do is just put the Kafka console producer.sh on the prompt and enter, and it will give you all the list of the options that you can provide. Okay, but for now we just need to provide the broker list. This is where the server is running, and the topic name. So in our case the topic will be Data Shark Academy. That is what we created earlier. Now before I run this, I need to make sure that there is a broker that is running and listening at this port and location. So before I run this, I need to make a change in the SDP sandbox environment. And this is needed because there is a small bug in the sandbox, and it's a small bug in the configuration side. If you are using a MacBook or Linux setup, then you won't have this issue. Only for Windows user, you will need to make this change. So in order to make this change, you need to bring the Embody dashboard up, all right, and go to Kafka, then configurations, and under Kafka broker tab, you'll see the listener is listening on localhost colon 6667. This is the port and the server where your producer is actually listening. And this is not correct because our server host is this and our port number is 9092. So we need to make this change. So I'll copy this and I change this to colon 9092. Okay. Now if you make a change here, it will show you that there is a configuration change. So click on the final. Okay. Make sure this is blue and then click save. Save. And it will suggest what other configuration also needs to change, which is dependent on this one. And it's basically changing the port number from 6667 to 9092. So we'll click on OK, proceed anyway. Alright, so changes are done, but they will not be reflected unless you restart your Kafka cluster. So we need to restart this by clicking here, restart, restart all affected, confirm. Okay, so now it's restarting your Kafka and all brokers in it. All right, so it started. Okay, now refresh the screen, go back to Kafka. All right, so this looks good. Now go back to your terminal, and since you already have the command here, press enter. Now you'll see no change here, nothing is happening on the screen. This is because now you are in the console mode and your producer is waiting for you to send some messages, right? So let's type something here. Say this is, oops. So be careful, backspace and all those things will not work here. So let me type another message. This is Data Shark Academy sending message to Kafka. All right. So we type these three messages, ignore the first one. The last two messages are sent over from producer to the Kafka broker and they are saved in a topic. And the topic is Data Shard Academy hyphen topic, whatever we have provided here. But they are stored there and nothing is happening on those data elements as of now. Now, in order to see if the data is actually transmitted, we need to start a consumer and start reading those messages from the topic. Okay, that's what we will do in the next lecture. For now, let's change this tab to say Kafka producer. Okay, and I have another tab here. Let me rename it to Kafka consumer so we can see both the tabs at the same time. All right, so do this on your end and I'll see you in the next lecture.